Alright, doing another e-cigarette video. E-cigarette. Alright, so this one's called a e-puffer. Yeah, e-puffer. Anyway, so somebody sent it to me. Really nice of them. God damn it. I wish you'd let me know who you are, just so I could say thank you. But then everybody will say, I did it, Gary. I did it. Yeah. Whatever. This is good. It's a good amount of smoke, and the neat thing is that this one, these atomizers, they actually sell the whole, with the stuff in it and the atomizer all together. So you get a whole bunch of them, and they sell for $8 a piece on the 901 version, which is like this 504 version, but whatever. Just pretend this is white, and that's basically a 901. Which has this pulley-offy thing that you put the liquid into. So this one's a little more complicated. So I'll just and the atomizer is built a little bit different way. The way the air flows, it comes in through these little holes that are built into this thing. And the really annoying part is they've made them so the batteries are slightly different, so you can't use the battery from one on the battery from another, which is really stupid. Irritating. And I did have a bad battery, that I still haven't sent back, which I have to do, that I got with my, when I bought some new batteries, this little blue one, and, so don't buy the blue ones. But anyway, yeah, it's really a piece of shit. I almost shorted out my charger. But anyway, so the return policy kind of sucks, because you gotta send the thing back and they just send you a replacement, but whatever. You think they could do a little better than that. Like just say, never mind, we'll just send you a new one. But whatever. So on back onto this thing again. Alright, so but this is pretty good, but the refilling is the only tricky part. These are a little more complicated to refill. So what I do, which is really simple, I found a simple way to do it. It has this little end at the end, a little cap. And so I just take a little screwdriver that fits in the hole. And you don't put it in all the way. You just put it in far enough to grab this little end thing. And you can just pull out the little plastic bits. There's one little spacer and then the little end cap. So there's two little pieces there. I could show that better probably, but it doesn't really matter. See, two pieces. And then you can see the foamy stuff. Well, you probably can't see it, but it's inside of there, and there's a little hole in the center. And so you don't want to get the e-liquid in the hole in the center. So you have to kind of drip it in at an angle, and try to. And sometimes it's just better if you just do it ahead of time and put that one aside and then smoke a different one while this one soaks in. And that tends to work a little better, I found. And yeah, so that's about it. But I haven't burned one of these things up yet. So all the atomizers, I haven't fried one yet, so they do last. So this does seem more economical, this e-puffer. And I tend to like the volume of smoke you get out of it a little better. And it seems to hold more too. You can get more drops in. So, but yeah, you really got to you got to get the e-liquid stuff. So the e-puffer company sells e-liquid, but their liquid's kind of higher priced than some other places. So they might not be the best place to buy the liquid from. And you do have to make sure, like I said, when you're refilling it, that you don't put the drips right in the middle, because it will just flood the little atomizer thing. And then it doesn't smoke. It just gives you a big hit of liquid nicotine, which isn't that bad, but it's really not the way it's supposed to work. What else? See, that's pretty good. Tasty too. So yeah, I am diluting. This is like diluted. It's like a third 24 milligram nicotine, and a third water, and a third bourbon. That's kind of a nice, and then I put a couple of drops of clove in it or something else, an oil or something, just to give it a little bite. And that's pretty good. So yeah, but there's probably, I'm trying to find even a cheaper way, because, of course I like to do things as cheap as possible. So I'd like to just buy pure nicotine, just make my own. It's that polyethylene glycol stuff, and it's in a lot of stuff, and so I'm just trying to find the place where you can get that in volume, because it's really the whole key to the vapor thing is the liquid has to be a little thicker than water. Water's a little too thin, and alcohol is too thin, and it just won't do the atomizing thing because it just floods it. So you need something to thicken it, and that's what the poly whatever glycol crap is for, glycerin, basically. And so we're trying to find a pure source of that over the counter. I mean, I've done, I've read people talking about like KY jelly and stuff, and I really don't want to smoke KY jelly. So I want to come up with something better than that. But now I have so many atomizers, I can also experiment. But obviously you don't want to be, you don't want to be inhaling crap. So you want to try to find something as pure as possible. So anyway, that's not doing any commercial. Just saying that it was like, for $100 you got 2 chargers, one for the computer, and that's the other thing. I'm going to make my own. Like I said, once one of these batteries goes dead, now that I know how the batteries are made, I'm going to wire one, so you'll have the on-off switch, and I'll plug it in, and that way, when I'm at the computer, I don't have to do all this battery crap, because the batteries do get to be a pain in the ass. Just keep recharging them all day. But anyway, yeah, for $100 got 2 chargers and 2 batteries, and whatever 8 of 9 or 10 of these little atomizers, which isn't too bad. So it's not a bad deal to start off, but it's yeah. So I mean, I think this is better than the 901 if I had to choose. And this, I also like this shorter battery. It's more like a cigarette size, which is kind of nice. But they do have the other second battery you get is longer, so but it's not too bad. But they both have their advantages. I mean, this is kind of it's kind of nice, and you can get colors and all that kind of stuff, and it's fashionable, and it's a little thinner, and it has its it's good too. So anyway, alright, so that's enough for the e-commercial cigarette commercial. It's not really a commercial, obviously. Just letting you know my experience and so far. And yeah, so really, I'm not smoking. I'm smoking this, so that's the good part. No more cigarette taxes. It's excellent. And tar, nicotine, no more tar, no more carcinogens, generally speaking, and such. So the other complaint I had, is just, I haven't been making, doom, gloom, and doom, boom, economics channel, feature creature. I mean, it's kind of irritating. I'm only getting like 110 views on videos. It's just like, I mean, I know I shouldn't care, but just. A little bit humiliating. I mean, to do a video, and they're pretty good videos, and 100 views is just, it's embarrassing. So, what can I say? I'm just, it's a little irritating. Not much incentive to make videos, when they're, 100 views. But anyway, that's just subtle complaints. I mean, I really shouldn't complain. I mean, people are sending me stuff, so I win. Yeah, so that's probably enough of a video. Yeah, enough. Okay, till next time. Which will probably be like Sunday or something. The what the fuck, right? Yeah. I've watched more videos, but they've kind of been boring. So it's going to be hard work doing a what the fuck.